This was the scene outside of a Batesville Courthouse earlier this week where Hunter Biden was appearing in a child custody, or not a child custody, a child support dispute between his child and the mother of his child that the Bidens will not, the seventh grandchild that Joe Biden will not acknowledge, will not, admit exists. Here is, let me get this pulled up for you. This is a tweet that is, you're going to want to know this. This puts a lot more context to what's happening right here in Arkansas. There's a guy named Garrett Ziegler of a nonprofit organization called Marco Polo, and he was there in Batesville this week, and he is there as an expert witness in the case for London Roberts, the mother of Hunter Biden's child. So Garrett Ziegler is set to appear with Hunter Biden live in person for the case concerning child support for Hunter's loved child in Arkansas. Hunter's lawyer for this case flipped back to it's not his laptop story in a Zoom call today. So who is Garrett Ziegler? Well, I actually have had the privilege of sitting down and interviewing Garrett Ziegler for, it was like a long time, it's like a 30-minute interview. And one of the shows that I did over at National File, and it's fascinating. But so I know a little bit about who Garrett Ziegler is. First of all, he was in the Trump administration, so you need to understand that. But after Trump was out of office, he went to work and founded this nonprofit here called Marco Polo, and here is the website: a nonprofit research group exposing corruption and blackmail to drive an American renaissance. So he's got an over 600-page dossier. That's essentially the equivalent of a congressional report and a congressional investigation on the Hunter Biden laptop. And I mean, if you click there, you can just see they've now got it broken down. The email addresses on the Hunter Biden laptop, HB iPhone backup messages. I mean, this is everything out there. Okay, on the Hunter Biden laptop. So this is the Twitter page with a little bit more about Marco Polo, but this is interesting. Indisputable evidence of a completely criminal junta. This is a quote: when it was Hunter's turn to complain about Roberts, his team brought up Garrett Ziegler, a former Trump administration staffer and longtime Hunter nemesis, who is an expert witness for Roberts and was sat in the court. Lowell said that he had not been sent so much as a resume or report from his counterparts about Ziegler's looming evidence. Lancaster responded by pulling out a copy of a 644-page analysis Ziegler prepared on the contents of Hunter's notorious abandoned laptop for his nonprofit Marco Polo. He then handed the massive stack of papers entitled Report Biden's Laptop to an incredulous Langdon, saying, "That's all I have." So Ziegler was in the courtroom in Batesville that day. And, of course, it only lasted about 2 hours. It was kind of, and forgive me if this is not technically the term, but like kind of a preliminary proceeding or hearing. And so it's going to, kick off again later where, from what I can tell, Ziegler is still going to be used and allowed to testify as an expert witness about Hunter Biden in a courtroom over child support payments. Now, the reason is, there's a ton of stuff on this laptop. We know, right? There's a lot of weird stuff on the laptop. But you know what is on the laptop? Banking information, money changing hands. So Hunter Biden doesn't want to continue to pay, I think, $20,000 a month to his child and to his former lover. Doesn't want to continue to pay $20,000, wants it lowered. Ziegler is there to say, hey, man, look at all of this money you have and changing hands here on the laptop. You can continue. You can afford $20,000 a month. The whole thing is fascinating. The whole thing really, truly is fascinating, and we're going to continue to watch it as much as we can. This is Judge Chastise's legal team for Hunter Biden. So here's a little bit more insight here. Arkansas Democrat Gazette has some coverage, and so it's it's certainly it's crazy that this is happening, here in little old Arkansas, having this direct line of, I don't know, relevancy in the undoing of the Biden administration right here in Arkansas. It's pretty crazy. So anyway, we'll continue to cover this, and we'll give you more insight as we can.